Hey everyone, and welcome to Superhero Speak. I'm your host Dave,
And John,
and yeah, he's late again, folks. He's on
I,
his way.
this is not his fault. This is
The Apple Corporation's
Microsoft
fault?
Windows.
No, Apple.
Oh, Apple. Oh, Macs
Yeah,
do that too
yes,
now. Oh, that's
yes,
even worse.
yes. So Apple just came out with an update not too long ago for Ventura. I updated mine a couple days ago. Apparently, he decided to update his as soon as he was
Yeah, because
coming on.
like I was saying before we went live, Mega, um, I'll get on like an hour and a half before the show starts and purposefully hit the check for updates button because these companies are just ridiculous.
That's JD.
Oh, good.
Yes, his OS is killing him. Uh,
Mm-mm. Is that what the OS is named?
yeah.
Oh, how dare they sully the name of Ventura to someone who likes wrestling so much?
Or is it Ace Ventura? Pet Detective.
Okay, that's even odds then. Not one of Jim Carrey's better movies at all.
Ah, we upgraded his webcam. All right. Well, while we wait for JD to get past his technical difficulties and join us, how are you doing, John? What is new in your world?
Well, you know what happened. I
Well,
started
did
my
you?
4-day weekend on Friday thinking, all right, let's see what I've got. The release of the One Piece live action series, 8 1-hour episodes. I've got all this work I want to get done around the house. I've got some cleaning I want to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm chewing on a hamburger. And why is one of my teeth in the hamburger now?
Ow.
Hashtag old person problems. Like, if you're young and you're listening to this, always brush your teeth. And second, if like me, you run across a dentist who like ruins your mouth, sue the hell out of them. I had a bad dentist 15 years ago, and I am still paying for that now. So I had to call the emergency line for my dentist, which was fun.
Yeah.
That was sarcasm. Did you catch that?
But they were, but
So,
they were to put more rocks. I mean, they were able to cement it back in, right? You're good.
well, they cemented it back in, but it means because it was a crown and the crown came out with the
Uh,
post. That means that there's nothing left of the tooth, and they're going to have to give me. I have to get an implant, which is a fake tooth, which
yes.
which is an 8 to 12 month process because they have to extract the tooth, then they have to build up your jaw so that you can put the new screw in, so that you can then screw in a new tooth. It's really fun.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, JD, come on,
Jade,
man.
just come on.
Go
Stop
back to
screwing around.
updating. What are you? One of those? Who are those two Muppets that sit in the balcony? Razzing Kermit and the rest. Anyway,
I think he's enjoying this too much.
but after the emergency and after calming down, after a lot of bourbon, I did get to watch 8 hours of the live action One Piece first season.
Ah,
Okay, so well, and I know I'm like, I'm taking up a lot
Statler
of
and
time here,
Wardle.
but Strider and Wardorf, yeah. Um, there are a lot of there. If you go and like search for reviews, you will get reviews of professional reviewers,
Uh huh.
and they suck. Don't listen to them. This has broken the curse. This is one of the best. This is the best live action anime slash manga adaptation
Okay.
ever, by far. And it just it and for people who haven't read the manga or watched the anime, it is still way better than it needs to be to get you hooked on the storyline.
Cool.
Like whether you're an anime fan or not, go see it. It's on Netflix. 8 1-hour episodes, and they are fun. And the biggest comment that I'm seeing from people who aren't anime people, or more specifically anime people who haven't seen One Piece, don't know anything about the storyline, or just people who aren't into it at all, is that Luffy is like the best, and his outlook on life is infectious, and it really pulls you into the story.
Kasan says he's been seeing so many people on Twitter/X who are fans of One Piece praising the live action so much. I've started
Yeah.
watching it. So
And
yeah,
it's funny. There are a lot of professional reviewers that will say like, "Yeah, this is good, but look at this and look at that and look at the blocking on this and there are too many close-ups and blah 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 blah." And it's like, yeah, but all of that. I mean, nothing is so glaring that it pulls you out of the story. Where
right,
you're like, "Oh, look, I saw the camera and in the mirror over here," or you know, this looks fake. It
right.
was so good. I really seriously, the CGI way better than the Flash in some cases.
Well, I mean, that's like saying that a ham sandwich is better than a turd sandwich. I mean,
True, true, true.
so
So yeah, that's and then I did some. I had a 4-day weekend, like I said. I got some work done and caught up on a lot of One Piece anime. So yeah, otherwise a very restful weekend. I'm really sorry I have to go into work tomorrow. How about you, Dave? How'd you go? How are things with you, man?
good. I mean, I can't complain. Nothing exciting this weekend. Just what you call it, usual stuff. We went to the girlfriend's. Her one son who goes away to college came home this weekend because of the holiday, and we were all hung out at her house on Saturday, and they wanted to watch Beetlejuice because they had never seen it before.
Interesting
Well, I mean, they're
for that age
18.
group too,
Yeah.
because
So yeah, I mean, it's funny when you think about that stuff. Like, how many movies did your parents see that like were big movies when they were young, and you never saw because it's not in your wheelhouse.
that didn't happen because my mother. I mean, I have a great appreciation for quote unquote old movies, and by old I mean stuff that was made before I was born. Because my mother sat me down and watched it. Same thing with very old Broadway shows and old music. So, but yeah, like there's a big cottage industry of reactors on YouTube of kids that are like, let's see what this Star Wars things is about. It's like, you know, some of my favorite reactions come from stuff like kids that are like, oh, we have all these people that are suggesting that we watch Blazing Saddles. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. you know, in
Um,
this day and age, somebody watching Blazing Saddles, oh,
Kasan says, I think it's all because Jenny Ortega will be in Beetlejuice too. I will not deny that because her one son is a huge fan of Wednesday because of her. Um, so yeah, so that's part of the reason he wanted to see Beetlejuice. So, but yeah,
oh, yeah, because Beetlejuice was, oh, what was her name? Shoot. Damn, what was the name of the girl that was in Beetlejuice, the original? Winona Ryder, right? Winona Ryder. There was no, there was music before, but it was when they hit one rock against another. Sometimes they used to stick, just to get a different flavor of tune. No, Winona Ryder was in the first Beetlejuice, and yeah,
yes.
that was mostly the reason to watch that, and not just because she's gorgeous, but because she was fun to watch. And that, and of course Michael Keaton once again proving everybody wrong that oh, this is not going to work with him in there. Michael Keaton will
Um,
do anything.
it was funny because after that finished, her one son just went upstairs, and then Nick said, "Oh, let's watch something else." And it was getting late. We watched the beginning of it, and then decided that he could finish watching it later. Was the Addams Family, the one with Raul Julia
That was
and
good too. Yeah.
Angelica Houston,
Oh no,
and
no, the original. Yeah, yeah. That was
and
way good.
Christina Ricci
Is
as Gwen.
amazing in the.
She is, but she's so young in that movie. You forget she actually is like 11 years old or something when they made that movie.
Oh yeah, she did a lot of movies when she was young. Casper the
Yeah.
Friendly Ghost, that
Yep.
one, the Addams Family stuff. I mean, there is a reason why, and she was the ultimate Wednesday. Like she embodied that character, and there's a reason why they got her blessing for Jenna or like Jenna Ortega. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Christina Ricci was in the Addams Family series, and you know she got her blessing. Jenna Ortega got her blessing from Christina Ricci, and it was, you know, and it was fun to. I mean, you know, it's nice when you hear good things about a cast like that, where they're like the one who played Wednesday before is, you know, said, you know, go kill it, Ortega, and you know you got this, and just it's you know,
But
and that whole franchise is awesome.
the funny thing was, in that movie, there's a couple jokes that came on in the beginning. Oh, look who decided to show up.
Um, eat it was what I was going to say when I joined the show today. Eat it.
Eat what? It?
Me.
Weird Al Yankovic? What are you talking about?
My giant frustration source. Eat that.
Okay.
Okay.
Something.
So anyway, there's a joke in the movie that is of its time and like would not land today because it doesn't. If you don't know the references, and there's something about he's the one who made the talking Marcel Marceau statue. Oh no, that was in Beetlejuice. That's right, because both of them were watching that one, and like I chuckled, and they both looked at me, and I'm like, oh, Marcel Marceau was a silent
Right.
actor.
No,
So
he was
the
a
idea
he
of-
was a he was a mime.
He was a
mime,
mime.
that's what it was.
He's
Yeah, that's
one of the
what it
most famous mimes of all time.
Yeah, that's what I said. He was a mime.
Name
And,
another.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were like, oh, I'm like, it's funnier if you get the reference, and they're like, nah, it really wasn't funny. But
I've heard that reference still used today. The guys from Team Four Star, that was used in the third season. That a reference to Marcel Marceau.
and how old are those guys?
Well, they're like half my age, so
Oh, okay.
I think
That's
they're
pretty-
just barely hitting their 30s. So you know,
That's pretty impressive, actually. Someone born in the '90s to reference Marcel Marceau.
Yeah.
he was that good. And also,
Was
he's
he?
the only one? He's
Like-
the only name. He's the only name you know.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. Like, was he a good mime or was he like the McDonald's mime where everybody just knew him because he was the mime? Like, was he a
Possibly.
good mime or was he just like a famous mime?
So you're saying was it him or his press agent?
Right. I mean, like, I don't even know if mimes have press agents, but like, what made get trapped in the box better than everybody else? Or people like, yeah, I just believe that he's in that box.
Well, if he did have a press agent, he was a silent partner. So
No. What do you think of the new webcam that I went through all the hassle to get today?
You look wonderful. You look
Thank you.
wonderful, JD.
Thank you.
You're beautiful.
So
You're
I am.
squared just nicely. It's perfect.
Well, because I was doing the other show, and the new ring light I bought literally went black in the middle of it, and I was like, "What? Huh? What?" And so I had to reconfigure, and then I had to buy new stuff, and then I decided, I'm going to use my iPhone as a webcam because I know you can do that. And I'm like I was shooting a wedding this weekend with my iPhone, and I'm like, man, this does really great video. It really does. Like I was used just to get like little detail shots. Then I'm like, well, I'm gonna play with this. I'm just going to push this, and I was really happy. And I'm like, I wonder if I should try this for the podcast. This is like Saturday night I made this decision. So I'm like, I'm going to try this. And then it wound up taking me 5 hours or 4 hours to set it up because of various things on my computer. That was my week.
Kasan says your setup is pretty good.
Thanks, man.
Mic and video are on point.
Thanks, man.
awesome sauce.
So it's all worth the frustration. Yes?
I guess I got to put up with your shit. So, I guess so. Maybe.
My
maybe.
shit.
You're like, oh, you got to join us? Ah, excuses. And I was on the beginning of the show. I'm like, I'm going to spy on these guys this week because I know they're burying me live. And I was right.
No, we weren't.
Yes, you were. Yes. I would too. I don't blame you.
We were
I'd be
respectful.
I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Oh wait, you did say what is number 2? What was that question in reference to?
What? Oh, John. Well, it's a poop. No, I mean, I meant for John. Like, if One Piece is the best live action anime adaptation, what is the second?
Rurouni Kenshin.
I don't even know what that is. What was that?
Rurouni Kenshin is a very old anime, one of the originals. About it's in the I think it's Edo, the Edo
The Edo
era
period?
in Japan.
Okay.
And yeah, and like just as they're starting to get like industrialized, and the warlords are going away and that sort of thing, and one of the last Ronin of that era, who is like known as the man killer, Rurouni Kenshin,
Oh, there she
goes on a path of redemption to
Watch
the
out
point where
for
he
she-
always
oh, not
his
Maneater.
swords are reversed. The edge of the sword is the broad part.
Oh,
He doesn't have edges on his sword because he was just too good at killing. And it's just, basically Japan trying to deal with the end of the shogun period and the shogunate and the beginning of industrialization and other countries coming in.
shockingly,
So-
Tom Cruise was not involved in that stuff. Actually,
Thank God. So
No?
yeah, but there were some live action movies.
don't let
for that.
Hollywood like. Yeah, it was. That's what I meant. The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. That would be
Yeah.
that one.
But there were some live action movies for Rurouni Kenshin, and they were awesome. In fact, the actor that plays Zoro in One Piece was in Rurouni Kenshin. I forget which
Zoro
actor
was
he
in One Piece.
No. Zoro is the sword wielder in One Piece. His name is Zoro. Yeah, well, sometimes Japanese borrows from Western culture.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
like Zoro. He made him like the best swordsman of all time.
It's like the nickname.
Roronoa Zoro is his name. So
Does he make the sign of the Z?
no.
Oh,
Well, unless
disappointing.
he's cutting you in half, the sign of the Z would be the parts of your body that he cut. He's really good.
I'm just disappointed there's no Z making. It's like I used to love that part with Zoro and Disney when he would make the Z in people's butts. That was great.
I was telling Dave how good it was in like Rono Zoro, the guy who plays that character. The women are swooning left and right for him. Yeah, he uses 3 swords.
He uses
He's a
3
3
swords,
sword.
one in the mouth.
Yep.
I'm just gonna let that go.
Gonna not make John turn 20 Shades of Red this week.
No, I was
I'm
late,
not-
so I can't.
I know what he means though, so that doesn't bother me at all.
I can turn
and
Shades of Red.
and you know
Watch
what?
this.
They made that work in the live action, which is just freaking awesome.
Shades of
like-
Red. Now I'm Shades
Oh
of
my
Red.
god.
Now I'm angry. These lights are so cool.
He,
All right.
he said, "How are you, JD?" But we said you're
I'm fine.
frustrated.
I'm fine now. I was frustrated with technology. I had a great night last night. I took my kid to a wrestling show, and Dave's like, "Oh, this is why you couldn't do the show." And I was like, "Yes." It was Andy
That's not
Daddy
how.
time.
That's not how. That was not the tone I had when I said it. When I wrote that.
Oh, so this is why we couldn't go tonight. Yes, I had a date with my little boy.
Do you know what's funny?
Me, I'm hilarious.
2 of the women in my life, my girlfriend and my daughter, when I told them what you did last night, why we're doing it tonight, they both had similar reactions.
What was the reaction?
Ugh. and then
Philistines.
it was like what shocked me is Karen was like, "Oh, fake wrestling." I'm like, "What?"
It's a multi-billion-dollar organization, I'll have you know.
And they both said the same thing, which was funny. Was just soap operas for boys.
We host a show about comic books.
I know.
What's the difference?
I have no idea. It just shocked me. I'd like never talked about wrestling with either one of them, I guess,
Snobs.
before. It was weird. It was very weird. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna need more Malibu for this conversation continues.
Well, I made the mistake of my kid got upset because his favorite guy lost. So I said, we'll go get some ice cream, but we'll get Dippin' Dots. He's really into Dippin' Dots.
Uh-huh.
Excuse
All
me.
the kids
So
are.
They didn't have Dippin' Dots, but they had like real like scoops of real ice cream. So let's get real like regular ice cream. So it was at the United Center in Chicago. So I got him like the real. Oh, the show was awesome. What have you told? I told him. I told him what happened to Punk. I said you can't try to punch. You can't try to punch your boss and keep your job. It doesn't work that way. I told my son that one of his favorite wrestlers was fired because he's a jerk in real life, even though he's really good at being a professional wrestler. Anyways, we had a great time. But anyway, we bought ice cream, right? And it was really good. I got the big scoop of chocolate ice cream in the bowl. It was awesome. And about 4 more matches in, all of a sudden my stomach did the blub, 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 blub thing.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, sweet Jesus, fall that is holy. So I had to make a bathroom stall at the United Center my own. And
See,
it was something.
This is all about old people.
Well, this isn't old people. This is like celiac people problems.
I was gonna say, how
right,
does ice cream affect celiac?
I think if stuff touches stuff,
I guess,
like because
yeah.
my wife thinks I might be a little lactose, but it's super inconsistent. Like I had the milkshake the night before, and it was fine.
It depends on what
Like,
they
I'll eat
make the ice
cheese
cream
and-
with.
Yeah, and I think it does depend. I mean, like it's super inconsistent. Like I don't know. I don't think I'm lactose. I was never diagnosed with lactose, but it was. Let me say, last night not good. Punk for president. Yeah, I don't know.
Hi,
about
Ray.
That.
Hey,
Hey,
your
Ray's
tooth
back.
At least your tooth didn't fall out, man.
I've had that. My kid, 4 of his teeth fell out in the last like 6 weeks.
My tooth fell out.
He looks ridiculous. How did your tooth fall out?
I had a crown that the base,
I've had that.
the crown. Okay, when they give you a crown, they first
They
they
make
do
you
a root
king.
canal.
Oh,
They
wait.
do a root canal, and then they stick a post in the base of the tooth. They take out the whole top of the tooth, and then they put a porcelain crown on top of that attached to the post. Well, the tooth underneath cracked, released the post. The post, most of the tooth and the crown and the porcelain crown came out while I was chewing a hamburger. Really fun.
Oh, I've broken molars before, like just eating.
Mhm.
Like my molar will just shatter.
That's not
Reflux,
cool.
and that's kind of no. I got acid reflux, so like it's part of the celiac thing. So like you'll get some
Oh.
GERD pops up every now and then. It kind of weakens some of the back teeth. So I'll be chewing sometimes. Oh shit!
People must be loving this discussion.
Toothy Hero speaks.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Should we move on to some social media madness?
Yeah,
then?
let's give them what they actually came here to listen to, you know? Wait, no, not the social media madness. That's not what they came here for. You know, no, you definitely not what they came here for.
What, now JD's hiding. Oh, okay.
I thought he just went through a fog bag.
So we
Did you say went through a fun bag?
Fog bag.
Oh, I was like, don't I wish? Man, my night would be a lot
Ray,
better.
Stop it. Just stop.
What did you do with your son?
Okay.
Curious as dad. Is your kid favorite? No, my kid's favorite's Darby Allin. My kid loves Darby Allin. Darby Allin is like 5'5", like 160 pounds. He's real small, but he's
Superfly.
this little blonde kid. My kid's a little blonde kid too, so he like adores Darby Allin, and it's his favorite in the whole world. And then Darby lost, and he was like, "Dad, we can go home now." And I'm like, "We still have 7 matches, man. Like, let's." So I was trying to like mellow him out after that.
I think Drew was asking, "What did you do with your son while you were in the bathroom?"
I made him hang out next to the stall. What was I gonna do? And I would just
Yeah.
check in with him on occasion. I was gonna give him my phone, but then I'm like, well, I need something to look at because this might be a while. And then he kept going, Dad, we're missing matches. Dad, we're missing the Young Bucks. And I'm just like, I'm trying. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It was not my wisest decision in public. I'll say that.
All right. Well, the question we asked our audience this week over on the social media madness is if they were going to just
Smadness. We should call it that. Smadness.
madness.
Hashtag Smadness. That's
If they
pretty
were-
good, actually. Come on. Hashtag Smadness.
All right. We'll try that.
Smadness.
We'll see if that catches on. We asked if they were to make the Justice League today, who would be on your team? And first we'll start with the Tiki Talks. Mr. Random Randy Savage said,
Dig it.
Soups, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Martian Manhunter, and Batman, and Blue Beetle as a trainee fighting the secret invasion of the Reach.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
Young Grdik. I don't know. Beast Boy, Shazam,
Griddick?
Cyborg. Yeah, I guess Riddick. Young Riddick.
Great dick.
Maybe it is TikTok. Beast Boy, Shazam, Cyborg,
Gross
Raven,
dick.
Wally West, and Superman.
So like so basically the Titans with Superman.
Yeah, basically.
I don't hate that.
Matt Bacon 3 said Martian Manhunter, John Stewart. I think it'd be interesting to see if the street level character like Wildcat 2 or someone similar.
I think it's
Yeah.
Batman typically in that role.
Yeah, I get it, but I mean, people don't think of Batman that way anymore.
Fair. I mean, he is supposed to be, but that's fair.
Chuck Green 59 said Justice League Unlimited, or see Justice League Unlimited.
Kind of agree with that one actually.
Chino Cachino said Jack Black as Aquaman.
Stop it. Stop it.
Why? Why not?
We almost got Jack Black as Green Lantern. I mean, like the fact that that was almost the thing is spooky.
Very much so. On Instagram, HJR8581 said World's Finest Soups and Bats. Soups and Bats. That just
I
sounds
hate
like
calling him soups. It makes him sound like he's eating soup.
Yeah, and bad soup. You know what happens with bad soup, right? You get COVID.
Guano?
Ew, that's even worse. On
I've gotten
X,
COVID less fun ways. On
yeah, that's
X.
true.
That meant something very different when I was growing up, but continue.
So Wizard Podcast just posted a picture of the Extreme Justice.
Oh, with Captain Adam and all those guys.
Captain
Yeah, I
Adam,
remember
Blue
that.
Beetle, Booster Gold,
The 90s.
Mr. Amazing, and I can't remember the girl's name.
Fire or ice? I forget. Yeah.
Amazing Man and Firestorm. It was Firestorm. Okay. So no, Firestorm and then Maxima. That's it.
Oh, Maxima. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot she was. Yeah, it was a weird one.
That was such a 90s.
Dude, the greatest thing that ever happened to the Justice League was Grant Morrison came in and stripped all that shit away.
Yeah. Oh, which Geek to Me Radio replied to, it's a criminal how slept on this series is. If DC Comics wants to make some extra money, they would give the book to the Dan Jurgen and do a monthly title again featuring this group.
I like Dan Jurgens, but it didn't sell 30 years ago. I don't think it'd sell today.
Yeah. Randy replied again on.
Did he reply with a different lineup?
Yes,
I respect that.
He gave us the CW Justice League.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought the one guy was Bronze because I wasn't watching at that point. I thought the one guy was Bronze Tiger, and I was wrong. Who was it again? Oh, it was Black Lightning.
Black
right?
Lightning. Yeah.
I never watched the Black Lightning show, so
It was good. It was actually really good.
I remember having this conversation of the show and you being a big fan of it, John.
Yeah.
Fans on Patrol said Robert Pattinson, Christopher Reeve, Grant Gustin, Idris Elba, and Linda Carter. That's his Justice League. Yeah, okay. I can't fault him. I guess maybe the Robert Pattinson, but other than that,
did you not like the Robert Pattinson Batman, Dave? I forget.
He was okay. I don't know. It was a little too emo, didn't you think? Though, and then that's not his fault. That was the director and the writer.
I think the look was very emo. I don't think the performance was any more emo than Christian Bale was in Batman Begins.
True.
But I think it was the look that got him. Because again, this is the first time we saw that Batman did put the black around his eyes, which he did in every version of it. We just never saw that until this one. So, but fair.
Well, that's my favorite in Batman Returns when he rips the mask off.
And his hair is perfectly kept and there's
no eyeliner around his eyes. And it was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, he's just Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Even though Michelle Pfeiffer had tons of eyeliner around her. She did.
And then TV Comic Book Show said, have my Today Justice League that would like to see, but let's talk old school startup Justice League and the villains and we're starting over with new actors. And basically, it's a picture of Tom Welling and
That's not a new actor.
exactly
That's bringing back a guy from 20 years ago.
Rosenbaum as Lex and Soups. We've got Batman and Joker from The Dark Knight. We got Aquaman and Black Manta from the Aquaman movie. And then it's a picture of Wonder Woman and Cheetah, not the ones from Wonder Woman 84.
So
Uh,
not new actors.
right, exactly. Then Green Lantern, Black Lantern from the CW show, and Green Arrow and Black Arrow, and then Green Lantern and it's not Sinestro. I guess it's Sinestro from
Sinestro?
the Green Lantern. Sinestro, sorry, from the Green Lantern cartoon. It's like, okay, I guess, but like, no, we're just. I mean, I guess I'll assume they're the characters he wants in this Justice League: Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Green Arrow. I guess.
Cool. Not my choice, but that's yours. That's good.
Yeah. And then finally on YouTube, Maleficent Warthog said,
That is one hell of a name. Wow.
Said, we got to have Plastic Man on there.
Plastic Man is probably one of the most powerful DC superheroes, period. End of story.
So
yeah,
when Joe
he can't
Kelly
be killed.
Joe
He
Kelly was
literally
running Justice League in the early 2000s, he had Plastic Man because his Plastic Man was basically immortal, right? He's so hey Astro, he's so not like a typical hero. Hey bud, come here.
Yeah, the only thing that stops him is his personality.
Did you say like my new setup? Did you guys see him or no?
yes, I saw him.
Okay. All right, come here, give me a hug. Let's see you in the morning. Do you like that? Are you
I think it
starstruck?
looks cool.
Looks cool. Cool. Good night.
Don,
Take the mongrel.
we missed some comments here. Don said, "Poop Hero speaks."
Poopy hero speaks. Pooper hero speak. It's right there.
Ray said, "Impulse is leader with other smart asses on the team."
That would literally be Ray's team.
Yes. I'm going to keep pushing my Impulse initiative until I am in the ground. Oh, that's just dark. And
Hey Ray, did you like the Bill Cinemayo Impulse where they turn him into the Flash? I'm just curious.
Justice League or Justice League Unlimited. Unlimited has a huge roster from Drew. Don says, would have been better than Nicolas Cage Superman. And saying Jack Black is Green Lantern, that is.
Oh my god.
Michael,
There's a lot of stuff Jack Black can do. Green Lantern, not one of them.
Ray says Michael
J.
White as Superman is the world needs.
I love Michael J. White. I don't know if that works. I think Michael J. White would have been on. He was really cool. He was Bronze Tiger on those Arrowverse shows, and I really liked that. I think there's more they could have done with him. Michael J. White's cool.
What? Stephen Hawking as Flash?
Stop it.
That's not no.
Stop it. No, I didn't. I didn't think he would. I didn't think nobody did. That's why it lasted like 8 issues.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was good. Third week I've asked the question. This is the most responses I've gotten so far. So
That's a good question actually, because people get to think about that one. And the Justice League is so like the Avengers is so cool that there have been so many iterations of it and so many people have joined it that you can get some wild answers.
Yeah, definitely. Also last week we talked about James Gunn was bored and started a rumor that Crypto was going to be in Superman Unlimited.
This is true.
To which Kassan said, "No Crypto. No, Crypto seems to appeal toward children, and at least the stories I've seen featuring him do. I don't want to have a simple comic book story that depends on formulaic plot and ending. I want a deep character dive into Superman. A dog is just a distraction."
Disagree. Hard disagree.
Yes. That could be part of your character, that you love dogs.
But that is that's the Americana. Superman has to Superman has to love dogs. Superman has to be this loving person, or else he's not human. He's a god amongst men. Like having him go, "Oh, look at this cute little puppy," makes him one of us. And if he doesn't think that he's one of us, then he is a god here, and that's dangerous.
Well, that's usually
Right.
why. That's what Lois Lane is there for, to bring him down, to
Yeah, but Lois,
make him relatable.
but it's different. Yeah, it is making him.
His
Yeah,
relationship with her.
his relationship. There's one aspect to it, but I mean, like, there's something too about the way a person relates to an animal, especially a pet, because that's like when you have
That's
like
what
a
comics
relation.
for.
I'm gonna ignore that.
Superpowers.
You and Bucephala. So like Superman's relationship with Lois is like a real adult relationship, right? But like the relationship you have with your dog is something that's just like super pure,
Yeah.
right? Like people who don't like dogs, like I like get sketchy about them. It's like do you not have a heart? Like you don't love and like cats too. Like if you love, you gotta love an animal of some sort. And if you don't love an animal, it's like okay, or do you think it's because they're beneath you? And if you don't love something that's like beneath you, like I think about how that can relate to Superman, because then you're talking about the Emperor God King, and Superman can't be. Then you have Miracle Man, and that's something else. What happened? What'd I do?
You froze for like a half a second.
Oh, am I okay? Sorry.
Yeah, you're good now. I don't know what
Sorry
happened.
My bad.
No, but you make a great point that. Oh wait, Kassan is chiming again. By the way, I'm really liking the Lois Lane Clark Kent relationship. Oh, and My Adventures with Superman. Yes, that is.
Oh
very
yeah,
cool.
the next episode came out. I watched that too. It's
Was the
gonna be
general?
interesting.
The general's her father, right? It's Sam Lane.
Yep.
My buddy Godella, who I know was listening to the show, was right. He told me that, and I was like, nah, I think it might be General Eiling. I was wrong. You were right. I told him I owed him that on the show, and Kassan reminded me.
Ray says, then who is relating to Rocket Raccoon?
We all relate to Rocket Raccoon.
Exactly.
Like Rocket is all of us.
Timothy Jones said,
Hey,
I'm kind of on the fence about this. On one paw, it would bring more lightheartedness to the show. But on the other paw, it might be the scrappy do for the series. Besides, there's only one Cape dog that I'm interested in, and he's super miserable. I don't know. But yeah.
sour grapes available in finer newspapers across this great land.
Every gifted child who was told that they were set on a path and carved another.
Crave,
oh, that's who.
Crave, I think he means craved another.
That's who Rocket bounds to. And Ace the Bat Hound.
Oh, Ace
yes.
the Bat Hound. Oh.
Yes. Sour grapes, everyone. Sour grapes. All right.
Finer newspapers across this great land.
And then finally, last week I interviewed Richard Fairgray, who is the.
By the way, what a great name that guy has. That is the coolest name. I saw that and I watched. And I'm like, this dude. I don't even care what this guy does. He has the coolest name I've ever seen, and I clicked.
One book that he was shilling when he came on was The Ex-Wives of Frankenstein.
Love it. Love it.
And then Kassan said, Richard has stories upon stories. No wonder he is in a creative world. I wanted more anecdotes. Good luck to him. The Kickstarter seems promising. So, yeah. So if you've not watched that yet, that is available on this channel, along with all the other interviews I've been doing lately. But there will not be an interview this week. Taking this week off to get some stuff done. And then hopefully I'll double up on them next week. Well, not double up releasing them, but have them pre-recorded. So, yeah. That's all the social media madness. So, good handles are hard to come by. I don't know what that means, Ray.
Like love handles? Those are actually very easy to come by.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I thought John would like that lame dad joke. He didn't sell it at all.
So if you would like to follow us on social media, be part of Social Media Madness for next week, here's a good friend Don to tell you more.
How's the show going? You enjoying it? Do you want to be part of Social Media Madness? And go ahead and head over to superheroespeak.com, where you can find all the social links, episodes of the show. You can find comic reviews by Chris and other articles. We're posting stuff on there all the time. And while you're there, check out the rest of the Geek World All-Stars Podcast Network. Great shows like the Pop Prison Power Podcast, Colt 45, Fans on Patrol, the Gorilla Brain Podcast, So Wizard, and Superhero Speak. Hashtag GW All Stars, and you will not be disappointed. So make sure that you are engaging with the Superhero Speak Twitter post whenever they come up. Give us your best comment, and you may make JD say this.
I get so tired of these dumb motherfuckers.
All right, it's back to the show.
I'm passionate about the dumb motherfuckers.
Yes, you are.
My hatred for them.
And Ray clarified. He said JD said it was a good name. That's a handle.
Oh.
Like that.
I am dumb, and I forget jokes immediately after I make them.
And then we love Don. We miss Don. We missed you, Don. What does Don say? Oh man, my studio before it got flooded.
Oh,
I'll have it back together soon. Oh my God.
what happened, man? If you could explain in
Yeah.
brevity.
And because you're in Ohio, I don't think you guys didn't have like hurricanes in Ohio, right? What was
Kind of weather we've been having though, it's been crazy across the United States.
But
So, there's
yeah,
a
I
lot
mean,
of floods.
he says I'll be back someday. Okay, Arnold.
We miss you.
Yeah. Hopefully none of your toys got wrecked, because that's the most important thing. Don spilled the bong water on his setup.
Ah.
That makes so much sense. All right. Well, I think then we'll take a quick commercial break. Now that we know Don's okay, except he's a little wet. And we'll be right back with some news.
Some podcasts are like this.
Are there bloopers in?
Funny stuff happens on set all the time.
Do they ever make videos of that?
Yeah, sometimes.
I feel like they should.
Yeah.
I feel like fans would really like that.
I keep most of my bloopers in my OnlyFans scenes. What I keep in is the banter, like
Okay.
just the kinds of funny things that we say to each other in between like positions or whatever. This funny thing happened the other day actually, where I was Damien Daisuke. He was like, "Are you working tomorrow?" And I cracked up laughing because I was like, "Oh, he's about to fuck me so hard."
Oh God!
He's about to rail me.
Okay, that's kind of hot though. Was
Yeah,
he just
consider it.
okay?
He's got like almost like a dread style.
Oh.
He'll f you really hard, but just the way he said it, I thought that's so funny. My answer was, "We'll see."
And some podcasts are like this.
They getting new fish from. You notice this on menus? It's like, oh, they got the mahi. Where's that been? Dude, go read Moby Dick. See how many mahis they got in that sucker. Zilchy, bro. I'm somewhere the other day and the guy's like, oh, we got line caught barramundi. Dude, I don't give a fuck how you convince that thing to swim over here. I don't care if you poured nicotine in the water for a couple years and slowly got them addicted. And barramundi, I never heard of that. Give me a real fish people have heard of. Catfish. Swedish fish. It's a candy, but everybody's heard of it. Trout. Tuna fish. I'm just sick of some of this fake fish shit. We got butterfish. We got whitefish. What are you talking about? Where'd you get it? You got an email from the Lord and they said, we releasing, 2 new types of fish? Like it's a new shoe?
But only one podcast is where you can get in-depth analysis like this.
When I was younger, this guy was definitely a villain to me. As I'm older now, it's hard to be like, yeah, Hammond, you spent $23 billion making Jurassic Park. You could not spare more money, $1 million a year for this guy's loyalty. You spent $150,000 just to have these 2 people show up for a weekend.
Right.
You couldn't spend $1 million
on 1/3 of your infrastructure.
On
workforce.
1/3 of your infrastructure and data control.
1/3. The only reason he's a villain because he's sloppy. It's Newman. Like they'll never feel bad for him. That's what they did.
That's what it was.
They did. If it was anybody else, if it was Idris Elba or Matthew McConaughey,
Fuck, if it had been Michael Cera, I'd have still been, I'd have been like,
You are now listening to Cult 45.
This is Beat 'em Down.
And I'm Random Randy Savage.
Find us on all your podcatching apps like Podbean or Spotify. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Or just go to www.tceu.com Cult45podcast.com.
Also, check out our YouTube for that sweet, sweet video content.
Cult 45, the only podcast that puts hair on your chest.
I have questions. What is a dread style dick? Because I don't know what that means. 2, why do people think Theo Vaughn is funny?
I don't know.
The dude is not funny. John, you're mute.
Randy
Why do
says,
people watch him at all? It's like,
I don't. Get
Randy
it.
said I made a new one, less porn talk. We like
There's
Thank
porn
you.
talk.
Thank you.
A lot of porn talk
Thank you.
in that one. I kind
Um,
of find it funny. I kind of find it funny. They're like, so I'm just at work, and this guy just puts this 9-inch thingamajobber directly inside me, and it's just like why I'm listening to them talk shop, basically.
Yeah,
I don't want to do it all. I don't want to do it all the time, but when it, for lack of a better phrase, comes across, I'm entertained.
Oh, real quick before we get, there's a couple more comments that came in. So Rich, did you watch the interview, JD, with Richard?
I did.
Eric? Yeah, I'm sure that John didn't because we know how John is, but he wants to come on the full show and just do an episode with us. Yeah, but you saw the way he talks. How many shades of red would John turn?
70. That's why it would be great. Bring him on.
I think I'm not going to make that one.
You live by the Amish and have become the Amish.
Don says half my house got flooded.
I'm just respectful. That's what I feel like.
What happened, Don? Do you live near? I forget.
It was a
huge
huge
by the
storm
lake or something like
that dumped water on us and came
And
up.
it came up through the
drains.
Oh, that's the worst. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, it's all brown water. That's not good.
He
They can
did say I got all my stuff out. Just
that's good.
It's all just in the garage. Well, that's good. Yeah, don't want to lose any of that stuff.
No.
Some
cool nerd shit.
Ray said that's Angela White. She's my queen.
I just knew Ray would know who they were. There's a difference between like the person who occasionally checks out porn and the true porn connoisseur who knows who everybody is and reads their stats like it's baseball season.
He has a split level. The bottom level was finished. That's where his office and bedroom are. His wife and him are sleeping in the dining room until the basement gets refinished.
Damn.
Yeah, one of my best friends had a split level for years, and yeah.
Damn. I'm sorry, man.
Ray says she's top tier.
I didn't say that. I believe you, but it just makes me laugh. Oh, Randy, of course, also knows who's who in the porn world. I'm not surprised by this at all.
Drew's torn. He kind of wants to listen to the fish guy.
So the fish guy interviewed Ric Flair a couple weeks ago. Drew, check that out. It was a complete disaster. You probably find it entertaining. She's the Wonder Woman. I'm not reading that one. Even I find that to be a bit much.
No.
Wait.
Oh, okay. Wow. The fact that you know this is amazing. A dread is a guy. I figured that. His hammer is 14 inches?
Not kidding.
14 inches. That's a sword.
It is. It's a small derringer.
He is a samurai wielding that thing at that
his
point.
Videos, the ladies seem to think of his junk as the
aggro crag from Nickelodeon Guts.
Oh my god.
Sweet Jesus, I cannot believe I just read that out loud.
More of a challenge than anything.
I mean, fair.
I don't know, Drew, how you find this dread guy, but go look for him. I mean,
no. I think Drew's talking about Theo Vaughn.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
YouTube, brother. Theo Vaughn. Do a search. I don't find him funny, but I know a lot of people that do. And I didn't know who he was until Randy started putting him in our commercials. So, but I know a lot of people think he's funny. I'm not of those people.
Theo Vaughn. There you go. Just search that name, Drew. Or is it Dread? You search either one. I'm sure you'll find them.
Hey, it depends on what you're into.
Yeah, exactly.
Far be it from me to kink shame anyone.
No,
except John, because
that's our job.
There's no kink to shame.
All right, let's get to some news. All right, we had talked about this a little while ago, but the actual full trailer came out for Godzilla -1. I'm sure John watched it because he's the one that brought this to my attention. Did you get a chance to watch it, JD?
I did.
What did you think?
Love it. Think it looks great. Can't wait. Why the -1? Why the -1, John? Please explain.
Well, not a nobody really knows yet. It's I mean, they're saying that there might be a second Godzilla or something in there. This happens just after the nuclear bombs, the Hiroshima and stuff. So anyway, it's going to be interesting having this, a real Toho Godzilla, running at the same time as the legendary Godzilla in the States.
There's always been room for multiple Godzillas.
And yeah, and we've got, was it King Kong X Godzilla coming out?
King Kong
Not
X
versus-
Godzilla. King
yeah.
Kong. They're apparently divorcing or something in this one. I don't know. King Kong X Godzilla. Godzilla might. Oh my God! They're giving us algebra.
Yeah, no, no, no. It's Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. It's slated for 2024, but I'm betting it's going to slip because of more and more strikes are happening. So
why are titles so? There's strikes are a thing that unless the David Zaslavs on the world open up, we're going to have to learn to live with for a while.
Classy's here. Yo,
hey, Classy.
He missed all the porn talk.
Did with his Ron stoppable AVI.
I'm not a Godzilla fan per se. I didn't watch the Japanese ones.
Oh, they're fun. I love them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shin Godzilla is probably one of the best, but they can't make a second one because they made him too powerful.
Didn't he die? Didn't he die at the end of Shin Godzilla?
No, he didn't die. He was just frozen.
Yes, that's right.
He was just frozen, and if he unfroze, that would be the end of the world because he was
going nuclear, right?
He was going nuclear, but the problem was that he was like The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. He was growing smaller smaller versions of himself off of his tail,
much like John Carpenter in real life.
Yeah, he was just going to take over the planet just by asexual reproduction, basically.
Completely no sold my joke.
The chat is killing me.
I'm just.
My God.
And this is a Monday. This is even our normal night.
I know. I'm not drunk enough.
Wait around for a while.
Yeah, that was good. Classy.
Pacific Rim is my favorite Godzilla movie.
Yeah, Pacific Rim was amazing. That's like everything you want in a giant kaiju film. Giant robots and one of them swinging a tanker like a club. It was.
Does any of them have a dread?
Just not a sniper.
I've heard that line in English.
Oh my God.
So, what's next?
At this point, let the kaiju have his rock. Have this rock. Oh, yeah, Ray. That's kind of depressing. All right.
I'm going to go see it when it comes out. So, I mean, you know.
We need to get Ray back on the show, too. I need his level of cynicism and depression to bring us all down.
The guy who, okay, moving on. Tarkin. No, not Tarkin. What's his name from Mandalorian?
Thrawn?
Esposito. What's the actor's name? Esposito.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Giancarlo.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't know how to pronounce it. I was trying to make one of you do it for me. There has come out and said he is possibly joining the DCU.
So Star Wars versus the DCU. Okay.
Before the strike, he had sat down with.
Me too.
He sat down with James Gunn and had talks with him about joining, and obviously didn't reveal anything about what he's going to be playing. But this was in an interview he did at a Comic-Con in Brazil, but has said that he won't say anything. However, he would much prefer to play a hero than a villain.
Probably just got done playing one in Star Wars. I could see.
Yeah.
I think he always plays villains. Come to think of it. So, okay, if you're casting Giancarlo Esposito in the DCU, who are you going with?
That was going to be my question. Who do we see him as? And as a hero?
I got one
Yeah,
for
he's
you.
a little bit old, right? It's kind of hard to.
He's older, but I mean, like, it's not impossible. I got one for you. Martian Manhunter.
That would work. Yeah. He could be John Jones. That would work.
Because he could shapeshift when he had to fight, right?
Yeah. Could you do him as Flag?
I don't think so. I don't think he's right for Flag. I think the age is. I think the age is the thing. I look at Giancarlo Esposito and I don't see Rick Flag, right? Like a man of action kind of guy. That's not him.
Ray says Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate would be interesting. I really want him to keep Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. I really liked that. I'm going to say Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
I can't
JD,
think of anybody else.
Chaos is a dangerous thing. This is true, Ray. I miss having you around. Man, he'd be a good Luthor. I would agree.
Don says, yeah, Luthor.
But he doesn't want to be a heel. He wants to be a babyface. So, sorry,
Yeah.
Wrestling Ningo. Yeah, my vote is for Martian Manhunter.
Everyone
Or
just
perhaps
talked to James Gunn. Drew's right.
He's
Dude,
65 though. Like he's
older than I thought.
Man. Yeah,
Dude,
he's
James
65.
James Gunn never has lunch alone.
No,
Right?
no,
He says,
no. He just goes to his Rolodex and said,
This
who
motherfucker
famed this
has
person?
more. Yeah, this motherfucker has more meetings and is trying to get more people into the DCU, which good for
You
him.
cast him when you want the villain to be loved, says Don. That's not a bad point.
Yeah, that's about
what-
right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
How about Alfred?
That's not a hero. I'm sure he would like to do something.
Well, he said good guy. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
Well, Alfred in the Poison Ivy series is kind of a badass, but
fair.
I'm trying to make
I
him-
like mine. I like mine. He would be actually. He would be fine as Alfred. That would actually. He would be fine in that role. I'd like to see him do something a little bit about that. What Kassan says, and you guys hear what Gunn said about Batman '89 and the Dark Knight series. He crapped on them. No, I didn't hear. I did not. He said. I don't know how you can crap on the Dark Knight movies. They're phenomenal.
or even Batman '89. That was like,
It's crappable.
well, I mean,
I love it, but it's crappable.
well, 89 was. I mean, it was a product of its time.
It's a product
Like,
of its time.
For the time, it was good.
Correct.
The next,
I agree.
the next one was okay, and then after that, they're very crappable. I mean, like,
Yeah,
no matter what
but I mean-
year you were in.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that I think you either like Forever or you like Returns, and I don't know many people that like both. It's like, are you into the artsy stuff? Or are you into the over the
Yeah,
topness? And
true.
then by the time you get to Batman and Robin, it's like it's seppuku again.
Yeah.
Which is why he should be Magneto. Oh,
Yeah, this
Ooh.
is
Be a very
brought up before, and I've said that
He
if you were
could
going to
do
like,
that.
That'd be a
if you're going
different
to
take on
modernize
Magneto.
X-Men, you make it Magneto a civil rights character
I think-
from the '60s.
Yeah,
See,
that's right.
I don't like that because like I think part of what makes Magneto special is his Jewishness, and I think taking that away from him takes away a part of what's made that character special and interesting. Like,
Are you saying there's no black Jewish men?
no, but there's no black Jewish men that were in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
I get what you mean, because that is such a heavy weight for somebody to
It
have on them
is.
that it explains his pathology.
It really does, and, like,
but
there's
it's
other.
getting
it's
hard
getting harder.
because
Well,
you know, there
you
are
have
very
mutants.
few survivors.
They don't
out
age,
there, all
but they don't
diamonds.
age. You know, you can get away from that by being a mutant, right?
True.
Like we have Wolverine. Wolverine was in like the Revolutionary War or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So you can get away from it. I just think there's few like Captain America should always be tied to World War II, right? Like I don't think
Well,
like,
that's
making
easy though, because he gets a time skip.
Yeah,
free time
exactly. He does get that, but that's like, but the truth, like part of Captain America's DNA is World War II, and I
Yeah.
think that by the same token, the Holocaust is a big part of Magneto's DNA, and like I think that what Chris Claremont did was really like steering into something to like a really dark chapter in history, in a way that a lot of comics weren't doing in the era. Classy agrees with me that he could be the Martian Manhunter. And Randy says Batman is influential but crappable. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if it's crap, but I said it's crappable. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe if you didn't grow up in like when we were kids, right? And I was on the younger side from them, but I mean, like that was an important movie. Kassan says this whole act, Magneto's whole act, is an analog to the whole X-Men struggle. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Which is why, and that's why. So, First Class is a pretty good movie. It's not perfect, but the stuff with Magneto and Professor Xavier is awesome. Especially Magneto going like hunting down escaped Nazis in Brazil. That is like the whole movie could have been that, and that'd have been totally cool with it.
The only problem with that was Darwin.
Don says if the Holocaust is his background, they need to de-age him. Yeah, either de-age him or do the time skips, like John said. Like you age differently when you're a mutant. They have to do it anyway, right? And then Drew says, I was just thinking that, Dave. Magneto was defined by man's atrocities created against man. What will they do to those is actually different. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't work. Like if they ever rebooted the X-Men, I think that would work fine. But like if you're going to go with the straight up MCU version, I think the Holocaust, and I also don't want us to forget about the Holocaust, right? The further we get away from, the further away we get from the Holocaust, like the less people talk about it because it's not.
Oddly, the people that believe that magnetism would be a reason for him not to age also don't believe in the Holocaust. So,
what?
People that believe magnetism helps you not age. You ever see those ads for the magnetic?
Oh, yeah, they wear
the people that believe in that don't believe in the Holocaust. So
gonna,
like it's you could explain that magnetism keeps.
I'm gonna let that lie.
Who was the JF cameo in X-Men First Class?
Was there a JFK cameo? There I don't think they actually show because it like ties into the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Right. Yeah.
Don't remember if they actually show Kennedy or not.
I can't remember.
I've only seen that movie once, so details like that would not stick. I have to watch something like 2 or 3 times before I pick up on stuff like that.
I don't remember.
All right, I don't know. I don't know. We got off track though.
We're way off track
because we were talking about him in DC, not Marvel, and making him Magneto.
Well, we're still talking about Giancarlo Esposito. Wow.
Yeah.
And now we're finished talking about him. I think.
I still say Martian Manhunter. I'm gonna stick with that one.
All right, I won't disagree. I won't disagree with you, but it'd be an interesting take on Martian Manhunter, making him a little older.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Didn't they say Magneto assassinated JFK and curved the bullet? I do think they said that in one of the movies.
Yeah.
That was they might have said that in Days of not First Class, but Days of Future Past, because that takes place in the 70s.
Yeah.
And that was after, because remember, First Class takes place during the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is a good 6 months before Kennedy dies.
Something like that. So,
or whatever.
All right. Let's move along then.
Moving right along.
Since we got sucked into Marvel, let's stay in Marvel. Elizabeth Olsen has announced that she is planning to move on from Marvel.
So she didn't survive that thing.
She said there's no longevity in playing one character, which Kelsey Grammer greatly disagreed with.
Sure.
Just him.
Just him, yeah.
Frasier premieres next month, by the way, on Paramount.
Yes.
Oh my God, not again.
In Future Past, yes, Logan had to get Eric out because because that was his crime. Yeah, that's right.
I forgot about
that. So what do you think about that? Like, I mean, now, granted, like everything's on hold right now, and people can say whatever they want, and
until Disney backs up a dump truck full of money on their phone.
Yeah, I don't think she liked. I think she got this really good character, and I've heard this, and I like this, but I get her criticism. I don't think she liked Sam Raimi's Multiverse of Madness because she got this big wide character arc in WandaVision, and then by the time you get to Multiverse of Madness, she's kind of a cackling villain for most of it. So, and she does a great job in the role, and it follows the Scarlet Witch arc from the comics. But I can get as an actor, and then not hearing where they're going, I can see her going, you know what? Fuck this. I don't need it.
Well,
so
the next part would be her redemption arc, right?
It would be, but I mean, is that actually the plan right now? Well, I'm not getting Feige. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows what the plans are right now?
I mean, what's up with the White Vision? We haven't seen him since WandaVision. You know, like there's a lot of pieces on the table that aren't getting played with right now.
I saw an interesting video where they were talking about the current Marvel phase and like the issues with it, and said one of the problems is not so much superhero fatigue with this phase, which I honestly think that is something that's going on, but the connective tissue is missing in this phase.
It really is.
Yeah, and like and how he explained connective tissue. This was Screen Crush, I believe. Was really good in the sense of like they just put Easter eggs in the movies, and the fans created the connective tissue in their mind,
which they do a lot. Yeah,
right. But they're
guilty.
Like,
We're guilty.
All of that is missing in this phase, so you don't know what you'd feel like you don't know what's going on.
Even I'm not thinking that Mephisto's going to show up anymore. I mean,
I'm bummed about that still. Kasan says, didn't she complain whenever she didn't complain whenever the dumb Trump unloaded the mouse bucks? As soon as she becomes uncertain about her role, she doesn't want to be typecast as Scarlet Witch. I mean, that's part of it too. And she's also 34. Like, you think a lot differently about yourself at 34 than you did at 25. Right? Because I mean, like, you start like she's in the phase of her career where she's getting like real acting parts. Right.
Classy says we'll see Wanda in 2025 or 2026 probably.
If she wants to, like, because look at this, like Chris Evans walked away, Robert Downey Jr. walked away. Like, actors, a lot of them don't want to do the same stuff over and over because they look at someone like Bela Lugosi, who did now this is a serious thing. Bela Lugosi did a career-defining performance and a genre-defining performance as Count Dracula, and never escaped it.
Yeah,
right. He was a vampire for the rest of his life. He didn't want to do that, and the man was actually a good actor.
But it's different times now. I mean, like lots of actors can be in
is
a lot
it?
of different things. Well,
I mean, like it doesn't. I mean, like if you are so a part of one character, audiences and casting people have a hard time seeing you away from that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, typecasting's a real thing, and for women especially, because women don't wield the power in Hollywood that men do.
I also kind of think it's I think part of the problem too is you're in the Marvel movies, you're in the biggest movies out there, and then you go do other projects. And I think Mark Ruffalo is a great example. He does a lot of smaller independent films. He's a great actor.
He's amazing. Yeah.
But the thing is, those movies will never be as big as the Marvel movies. So to get into bigger movies, you're typecast as Bruce Banner, the Hulk. You know.
But to be fair, he also was a star coming in. Elizabeth Olsen was just kind of this the other Olsen sister on the come up, right? And she got a lot of attention for some of her early work, but the Marvel movies made her a star. Mark Ruffalo was a star. Robert Downey Jr. was a star for decades before this happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, she's been in a lot of other stuff.
So,
she has been in a lot of other stuff, but she's a star because of Marvel, right? And I don't think she liked the character work because it wasn't. I mean, like, you can't say that her character arc in WandaVision matched where they put her in Multiverse of Madness.
No, they've been really screwing up lately. Which is why a lot of people have like fatigue now.
Randy's got a good quote here because George Reeves died playing Superman. He literally committed suicide. Name me another Daniel Radcliffe movie. He was in Horns by Joe Hill, sir, and nobody watched that but me.
The Al Yankovic story, weird.
He wasn't Weird Al Yankovic, but I mean, like, he
was good in that.
He's a good actor, but he's Harry
Miracle
Potter.
Workers, the TV show on TBS.
Weird,
and there was that movie where he played the dead guy too.
It's really good. So yeah, he's been in quite a few things. So,
but he's Harry Potter.
Yeah,
you know, but typecasting's a real thing, man.
Well, like, I mean, like look at Michael Keaton and Keanu Reeves, right?
But Michael Keaton didn't work for what movies did Michael Keaton make between Multiplicity and Birdman?
I know, but he finally broke through. And
but it took. But look, think about that, man. That's like 20 years. We did not get a lot of Michael Keaton. Wasn't he in Sin City? Wasn't who in Sin City? Who are we talking about?
He was talking about Daniel Radcliffe, but that was Elijah Wood, not.
Yes, Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, typecasting's a real thing. It happens.
Yeah.
I saw Horn. It was good. And Guns Akimbo?
Guns Akimbo, yeah.
I mean, Daniel Radcliffe has done a lot. And I think that he's got enough money where he can do whatever he wants to do.
Right.
But it's not like he's had this career where he's Tom Cruise. right? Who gets to have multiple.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise got to have multiple arcs in his career. He got to be the young, handsome guy. He got to be the serious actor. Now he's the lunatic movie star. The lunatic action hero, I should say, right? Because Tom Cruise got to have multiple acts. Dustin Hoffman got to have multiple acts in his career. Robert Downey Jr. got to have multiple acts in his career, right?
Yeah.
Where he was, again, the Brat Pack kid, the junkie, the guy who couldn't keep a job, and then he was the guy on the comeback, and then he got to be one of the biggest stars in the world, right? I mean, like, a lot of women don't get those opportunities, though.
Nice, Drew.
Radcliffe and Wood aren't the same person. Which one played Shia LaBeouf? Shia LaBeouf is an AI.
Yeah. That's a
created by
mannequin that they're really just good at manipulating.
She should have said something about her character development. During the filming seasons, actors often have input on their scripts.
Are you unfamiliar? Are you unfamiliar with Marvel, sir?
Yeah.
They're notorious for shut up and do what we say.
Pretty much.
And they could take your notes and then don't this. No, this is this. Especially it's the director's job is to go. No, this is where we're going.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, they have a Marvel method for making their shows and movies, which is like they just start filming without a complete script and they change stuff on the fly. So,
constantly.
Yeah.
I think we know that one. Not much.
But yeah, and this was her first big role, so it's going to be hard for her to break out of it, I think.
Well, yeah, except that look at the range that she showed while
she's great.
Playing it.
We're not denying she's not a good actor.
But I mean, you got to look at. But it could have been filmed one way and edited another. I mean, there's a million things that could have been done too in these movies. We don't know. But the thing about being a young woman in Hollywood is a lot of times these women their careers peak in their 30s. She's 33, 34 right now. Yeah. 34. Like, there's not a ton of lead actresses that get work into their 40s.
Right.
That's just Hollywood, and it's remarkably unfair. I want the DC death match. Yeah, let's move on.
All right. Last article of the week: Agatha, X-Men '97, and Echo are all delayed. No surprise there.
Yeah, no shit.
But here's the thing: I saw something, but I couldn't confirm it. I saw it on one site. There are rumors floating around that they might cancel those shows.
It's possible.
Because like Agatha, they really haven't started filming yet. I don't know where they are with the X-Men '97 stuff.
Echo, I think they were already reshooting because of problems, weren't they? Or...
I don't think they've been shining. I know they changed the title like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I heard bad things about Echo.
She can also go back to doing a couple of rom-coms.
Right, because she'll warp reality back into Marvel.
Well, okay, here's the problem too with the rom-coms. There's not as much money in rom-coms as there used to be because rom-coms don't get the wide releases. They're putting out this Meg Ryan movie, right, with her and I forget who else, that they're older. And it's really a gamble to see if people will go to see a rom-com at the theaters with, actors in their 50s and 60s. So, I mean, like, it's just not, like, the economics of Hollywood are so different than they were just a decade ago. Echo is done. They're dumping in November, December in one shot. Oh, okay, cool.
Interesting.
Okay.
I have no interest in Echo,
So yeah, but there was just because they had said they wanted to cut back on some of the content that and they were spreading themselves thin. But I'm sure that was also talk because of the strike and they're not making stuff right now. So we'll see.
Ain't doing nothing.
Nope.
A whole lot of nothing being done in Hollywood.
Literally everybody involved with Hollywood is on strike right now.
Right.
Like, I'm surprised.
Not the directors. They reached a deal. The DGA reached a deal.
Did they really?
Oh yeah, before all this started, the DGA got a deal.
So directors are above that line where you get the golden parachute, I guess, or something like that.
Kassan wants to know, is Agatha a key character in Marvel? In the comics? No, not really.
No, not really.
She shows up every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's. We're gonna have to make Drew happy, so we'll take a quick commercial break, and then we'll get back right.
Did Dave find a new commercial? Let's find it.
With our main topic.
Long before I was born, he came as the spearhead of an alien invasion.
This world will fall, like all the others.
We have families.
Why does everyone keep telling me that? There are enemies coming from far away. I need warriors. Dressed like a bat.
You really are out of your mind.
I'm not the one who brought a pitchfork. It's on him. I don't recognize this world. We don't have to recognize it. We just have to save it.
Ride ain't over yet. My man.
Oh, there was so much hope back then.
I was just gonna say, that's a shitty looking trailer, man. Ugh.
And he makes good trailers. And it was,
No, that's okay. No. That's not Snyder. That was Whedon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Not really. She spends most of her run as a ghost. Yeah, Agatha Harkness. Kassan says a Marvel executive said they wanted to focus more on quality instead of quantity. Quality instead of quality. I think you mean quality instead of quantity. I think it's more telling about the fate of these releases. Yeah, because I think they all just churned out because they I think they got comfortable. I think they really thought that they could just put out that what they do is good, and they released some poopy. I thought it was going to be an 80s Transformers commercial. I was wondering what we were going to do, and then Maya's like, oh, this makes perfect sense. We're about to talk Justice League.
Yes, an Echo show would rock if they could make her more a mutant like in the comics. Yeah.
I think they need the mutants, to be honest with you, man. I think they got a little cocky thinking we can make any B-list character we have special.
If your name isn't James Gunn, that's just not really happening.
I mean, like, all the hate. I really like the Justice League director's cut. I'm assuming he means the Snyder cut.
The Snyder cut?
And
we didn't hate it.
We didn't hate it, but we didn't like
better.
women sniffing Aquaman. That was weird.
That was weird. There's a lot about the movie we didn't like, but we didn't shit on it as much as we expected we would.
I was not excited for Justice League at all. Batman v Superman killed it for me.
For everybody. Drew.
Ditto.
Ditto. That's what did it for everybody. I was off after Man of Steel.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't like that too, but
I had no hope going. I did not have no hope because I thought the trailer looked good. I remember I found a Facebook comment from a couple years ago. It's like, man, this trailer looks good, and sure enough, the trailer did look good. And then we're doing things about people urinating into tea, and like, Martha. It's just it's bad.
Why did you say that name?
Whatever.
Zack Snyder thought he was so fucking smart. His name's Martha. His mother's name is Martha. Oh my God, they're both Marthas. And the rest of the comic reading world was no shit.
Proud. He was proud to give.
He was really proud of
everything in one movie. You got the death of Superman. You got Batman v Superman. You got all this stuff in one movie.
6 movies. Crammed into one.
Ignoring the fact that
all
basically putting them all in one movie makes the whole thing suck. Yeah,
it was bad.
My hope was that Snyder was back during an Injustice universe. That's what I thought at first. Universe.
He was back during DC, all right.
All right. So, Kassan last week had presented an idea to us. It was a challenge.
This is a challenge.
About this. I have major doubts about this.
So the idea was for us to come up with ideas for our Justice League movie. But he presented it as a me versus John, and JD is the referee, because that's what JD likes to do.
Stir the pot.
I'm to come up with the heroes. John is to depict the villains, and we present the motivations, and then there's a 3-act structure, and JD gets to throw curveballs at us in between.
Have very serious misgivings about this.
All right, so how do we want to proceed with this? Even WB realized. Sorry, this is from class. Even WB realized Zack Snyder Justice League in the theaters in 2017. It would have tanked because Batman v Superman, the second movie, is the DCEU. Shaking my head. Okay.
But it made like 600 million or 800 million at the box office. It made money.
All right. So the first thing was you were supposed to decide the time frame, JD. Is this pre the Justice League forming or post Justice League forming?
I think this is pre-Justice League forming. I want an origin story.
Yeah.
Am I the dungeon master?
Yes.
Oh, well, we're
Yeah.
shooting blind here because I don't know what the hell's going on. So that should be fun.
Here,
Did
I'll
you
get
read
some
the
dice.
description?
I've got some dice up here somewhere.
I got dice. I got dice for you right here.
Yeah, like so I'm supposed to pick villain. Let's get this straight. I'm supposed to pick villains, which I've got a list of villains.
I picked the heroes.
And then
I got a
Dave
list of
picks
heroes.
the heroes. Okay. Dave designs the heroes' motives without the knowledge of what the villains will do. So I like how we're supposed to like. I mean, I could pick a couple of villains that are all reality warpers, and game over. We're done. Right?
Aren't you the big D&D guy? Shouldn't you be like excited for this?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Or Drew?
Watch out for the dread in the dungeon, man. You got to watch out for that dread. In the
I
dungeon.
would,
You
except
get
the
14
D&D
inches somewhere you ain't expecting it to go.
All right.
I would be excited, except Dungeons
I
and
don't think-
Dragons has a whole slew of rule books that all tell you what's possible and what's
Oh,
not.
you love rule books. Let's do this. I'm excited. Let's do this.
All right. Who's going first?
Dave.
Well, look at the.
All right. Should I just tell you my heroes first, and then
go for it? Yeah, Dave's
Let's
more
discuss-
excited about this than John. So
then we'll discuss their motivations afterwards.
Okay.
All right. So, of course, let's start off with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Like, it isn't Justice League without the three of them, right? Like, you got to have them. And then I figured 5 was a nice round number, so Flash and Aquaman, because I didn't want to pull in Green Lantern. I don't like having him in a origin movie without having to explain his complicated origin, and same thing with Martian Manhunter. Like, I feel like just bringing him in ruins his origin. So no aliens other than Superman.
Fair.
Why are
John.
you laughing?
I'm just like, okay. I mean, the list of bad guys that I have is, I mean, you want
for
you
it.
want you want you
there's
want
no
5
wrong.
right?
There's no wrong answer. I mean, just what do you got?
Oh, I assure you, sir, I can come up with a wrong answer.
I mean,
Like,
unless you say Apocalypse and like Mr. Sinister, like it'll be fine. They're Marvel.
Anti-Monitor, Mr. Mixless Pitlick, Trigon, Lucifer Morningstar, and Perpetua.
You are a jerk.
You're dead.
Yeah, but here's the problem. You have to explain their motivations and why they might be working
Drew
together.
has a good question. Do they all have their own origin movies? I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
For I am God in this world, and you will.
John
dance.
is going to destroy these heroes. JD
You
is
forget.
the ref. He can keep you in line, John.
That's right.
True. But you got to remember, I've been a Dungeon Master since 1978. Many a player has tried to use a wish spell and severely regretted it.
Flag on the
immediately
play.
thereafter.
Delay a game. Continue, sir.
All right, no, yeah, I mean, any one of these guys could lay waste to that team.
Yeah, but they've all got. Here's something, John. They've all been beaten by the Justice League. So continue.
They've all been beaten by the Justice League, and again, they have to have a motivation in what they're doing together. There has to be a plan, not just randomly pick the 5 most powerful villains. Why are they working together, and what is their plan? So,
Wait, Perpetua hates the universe. I'll just give you Perpetua. There you go. She hates the universe. She always wanted the universe to be more more combative. She wanted something that would perpetually be like conflict.
In perpetuity.
She was a super celestial sent by the judges of the source to create a multiverse that was teeming with life, but instead wanted to create a vicious reality that would be forever set in a loop of crisis and rebirth.
is this a
That's
dark
her
and gritty
motivation.
universe? Yes, Classy. They're all dark and gritty.
DC, that's all we do here. So she selected this ultimate team to perpetually destroy the universe. Good. Go next.
And Lucifer Morningstar.
Hold on. Yeah, you have to John Kassan says you have to outline their motives, John. What are they doing to threaten Earth? And it has to be true to their character.
Yeah.
So you can't say you can't say Lucifer Morningstar is mad because they don't have Skittles. Although I'd be mad if they didn't have Skittles.
No. He's only mad because they changed lime and Skittles to green apple.
Yes. Continue.
No,
What are the motivations?
Lucifer Morningstar is it. You know, he's going against God's creation, and who's he going to team up with? Perpetua, because she wants to destroy God's creation as well. Mixes Pitlick because it's a laugh. Yeah. Mixes Pitlick because it's a laugh. Anti-Monitor wants to destroy the universe because he wants to destroy the universe. Period.
Here's why you put Mr. Mix's Pitlick on this team, John. I'm gonna shadow you for a second.
Because he thinks it's going to be a laugh.
But he doesn't actually want to beat Superman.
No.
He wants to challenge Superman. He never wants to actually win. He just wants to have fun. So there's your loophole. Loophole. Rainy wants to know, is this Lucifer from the Netflix show or the Sandman?
No, Sandman.
It's the same guy. In the comics, it's the same guy.
No, it's not the same guy.
Yes, it is. That's the Lucifer from Peter Milligan was the one that Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman were using. Same Lucifer. The Lucifer that Morpheus has to sit in hell because he leaves. Same guy.
All right. Let me try to explain why I picked the character, like where I put the characters in my mind for this their starting points. So I kind of went with the older Batman trope, and this Batman has a Robin. I feel like that's something that has been missing from the movies, and it's Tim Drake.
Well, there goes Lucifer.
So he's already lost a Robin. So now he's leery, about especially trusting other people.
Is this Tim Drake before he lost his father, or Tim Drake after he lost his father? Remember because Tim was Batman. He was Robin before his dad died.
Right. So this is before that. He's still enthusiastic. He's excited about other superheroes and possibly teaming up with them, and he's going to be the in for the audience because he's the new
90s Tim Drake.
Yes.
Can you bring up the last comment?
Flash
time travels in a movie. The only reason I didn't put Reverse Flash in this lineup is because all of these guys are reality warpers and they instantly win anyway. So,
but they never do win.
Ever. Like that's the whole thing. Like when have the villains ever won in the comics?
Contrivance, but if they ever tried, hell, you want somebody like Joker. Joker could win.
But the idea is we're supposed to be building a movie, so you're going to lose anyway. You don't have the villains win at the end. So
Zack Snyder, even Zack Snyder doesn't have the villains win.
Endgame.
They won
Infinity War. Sorry.
Okay. Of course, we have Superman, the last son of Krypton. He has Midwestern morals.
Those are a little overrated as a guy from the Midwest, let me tell you.
True.
But he is worried about escalating threats upon the Earth.
Like STDs?
In recent times. Yes. Wonder Woman still has hope for humanity, is saddened by man's inhumanity of man. So that's her motivation. Flash, he's only been a hero for a short while, but he's an established hero. And he's already traveled through time and screwed stuff up. So he's nervous about using his powers because
Wally West or Barry, I almost said Barry Gordy, Barry Allen.
I did Barry Allen. Okay. So leaves room to killing him.
Even just Reverse Flash could one-shot this entire team.
And then Aquaman, he is the stubborn king of Atlantis version of Aquaman, strong and stubborn. And he is getting tired of human beings polluting the planet.
Does he have a hand?
What?
Does he have a hand?
Yeah, I didn't do the water hand thing. So
the hook hand is cool though.
Yeah.
The hook. The harpoon. Okay. Kassan says that's not true, Dave. You have to convince JD that your characters make the right choices to overcome villains, as laid out by John.
Yeah, but John's just going to sit there and say they warped reality. I'm done.
Well, I mean, look.
JD is the
Okay.
rep and judge.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay, look.
I like
look,
this power. I like this
Bat-
power.
yeah. Look, villains that could one-shot your entire team. Reverse Flash, Blackbriar Thorn, Eclipso, Superboy Prime.
Eclipso had one miniseries and it sucked. Come on.
Yes,
Maybe
but Eclipso,
Drew said, hold on. Drew
but
says
Eclipso
maybe,
can mind control anybody, including Superman. Clarion the Witch Boy, Dr. Destiny, Gentleman Jim Craddock, the Gentleman Ghost, Rogol Czar.
So John went to a page of the most powerful DC villains, and he's just reading them. And it's like, I'm going to win because I'm picking the most powerful villains. So Drew says, maybe John can create a plot so great it will make us ponder with a grim ending. But I'm really interested in Dave's premise so far.
Wow me, baby.
JD has the power of the curveball. He could do something or throw John off his path.
The one above all.
I already did. I already did. Mr. Mixia Spitlick actually doesn't want this to happen, but he's playing the game for pure entertainment purposes.
So basically, what I'm saying is that's my act one is setting up the characters in their.
What's our inciting incident though?
Well,
we can't have an act one until we have an inciting incident. What gets us on said journey?
Trigon shows up.
And does what?
Because the very first thing he's going to do is try to take out anybody that had anything to do with his daughter.
So why is he attacking the Justice League? So he attacks Robin.
Well, yeah, because Teen Titans.
Trick question. Okay, this is why it's even better because it's not that Robin.
Well, not that Robin, but
he doesn't know that. Okay, continue.
But attacks Teen Titans.
We don't have the Teen Titans.
This is not a Teen Titans story, sir. This is a Justice League story.
Right.
And we have Tim Drake, Robin,
attacks Teen Titans. Nightwing calls Batman, says, "Yo, dude, we're out of our."
We don't have Nightwing. No, I'm throwing a flag 15 yards. We don't have a Nightwing. Dave established that our Robin in this story is Tim Drake.
Okay.
We have a red Robin.
You see in the distance a tower that used to be shaped like a T is now a smoking 60-yard crater.
A giant dread, if you will. Continue.
And Trigon standing.
We didn't establish that the Teen Titans even existed in this universe.
That's right.
Okay, well, they don't anymore. So if they did, they don't now.
I'm not letting you destroy the Teen Titans, sir. Find something else.
Trigon shows up and starts wrecking shit. I mean, that's
Dick Grayson Batman.
He wants to rule.
Dave did not say Dick Grayson Batman. Dave said Bruce Wayne Batman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because he already lost
Jason Todd.
Right. Okay. But Trigon shows up. He's still gonna show up to wreck shit.
He's showing Rob back tread. Sorry. I'm back. Continue.
So he shows up. There's no Teen Titans. So now what's he do?
He just goes after the one Robin that he sees. He's works.
He's also one of the old gods, and he's been beaten before by this planet, so he doesn't want this planet to be anymore.
So he's put our team together, not Perpetua.
Perpetua is just trying to destroy anything anyway, and he's the first vanguard.
But who put this team together?
Yeah, Perpetua. She's the brains behind everything.
So she starts with what's his nuts? Trigon,
yeah.
But there's no Titan, so he goes after the one Robin he does see, which puts him in a conflict with Batman.
Right.
I'll allow it.
Okay. You are playing a DM very well. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm a dickhead. That's what I find. That's what you really need to be.
Like I said, you are playing a DM very well.
What is John went too deep, and he can't connect to the heroes. Yeah. Because John was being fine. I'll pick all the guys who are gods, and then they're gonna be stuck. Fortunately, these are the gods amongst Earth. Dave, what's the next part? I don't even remember.
All right, so he attacks. So there's your inciting incident. The question is, what happens?
So, okay, the way I see this is Trigon attacks Robin. Robin's like, "Oh shit," and then Batman's like, "This is Robin," and then Batman's like, "Okay, we need help." Now where do we go?
He went full on Tim Burton.
Which one of us went full Tim Burton? Me or John? I can't even tell.
John. She's more interested in the villains than the heroes. All right.
Yes.
So Batman.
Villains have always been more interesting than heroes in most situations.
Well, Batman in
stories.
typical fashion would go back and go, okay, what do I need to defeat this person? Trigon.
So we have a demon. So of course, if you have a demon brought to you, who would you go to first? A mythological creature of sorts. So who would
Wonder
Batman
Woman.
turn to?
Yes, he would.
First
He
step.
would turn to Wonder Woman. So yes, he turns to Wonder Woman and asks her for help.
And then what?
So then,
And then she's a smoking crater.
She's smoking. I'll give her that. But no. Don't refer to Wonder Woman like never mind.
There's no Constantine.
There's no Constantine. Oh, that's a great answer.
But you would be right. Constantine would be the only real counter here for the planet Earth. Well,
the Teen Titans have defeated Trigon, so I don't really think,
Yeah, he got his ass whooped by kids.
A much
I teach high schoolers.
Trigon.
They can't figure out how to turn on their computers every day.
They always had some plot contrivance to make him less powerful.
John, whenever your guys are losing, it's a plot contrivance.
Oh my God.
I can't help but notice.
Oh
that.
my Lucifer.
Okay, so what happens now? Batman goes to Wonder Woman and says, "Boo boo." Like, what are we talking about?
I guess knowing Batman, he goes and asks if she has any information about this demon because she's a god.
Wonder Woman does not have information about this demon, so they have to go somewhere else.
Trying to think. I don't
Now
know.
somebody else attacks. John, who?
Well, at this point, it would probably be the Anti-Monitor.
The Anti-Monitor is
Monitor.
what you're going to go with in your second move in this game.
Either that or Rogol Zar. Rogol Zar hates the Kryptonians. He
This
battled
would've been better
Superman,
if John,
Zod,
actually
Supergirl,
picked
and John
characters.
Kent at the same time to a standstill.
If John isn't playing this game under threat of protest,
Yes. If John actually picked villains he liked and could figure and understood the characters and their motivations instead of just, oh, this is what the website says. That
our senior antagonist acquisition specialist is living up to his billing tonight.
Hey, I didn't bring in Superboy Prime.
I mean, the
You brought in the
Anti-Monitor
Anti-Monitor.
who can destroy all of reality. So, what's the point?
You
they
said
made him
villains
second.
versus superheroes. I
You have
brought the A game.
You have him batting second in your lineup, sir. He's just trying to advance a
Who'd
runner.
you bring? You brought Robin. Nice try, jackass. Next time, bring your A game. Like, come on.
This would work better with Dave versus JD and John DMing. Yeah.
I've got, like, this is what I was saying, though. It's like,
what writer,
how would you,
what writer in Hollywood who was writing their first Justice League movie bring in all of those villains for the Justice League
Did you
show?
see
say I should
Zack
care about
Snyder's
the
Justice
plot,
League?
Yeah, that's true.
They brought in Steppenwolf and Darkseid.
And all the gods were in a
And the
flashback.
new gods. They brought out the
Yeah.
new gods in Act 1.
Zeus was in there,
Like
And-
all the new and old gods.
Yep.
Yeah. And they didn't need Constantine to defeat them.
See,
No, they just
Constantine or
needed- just
Zatanna
needed
would be
5
the two
traps.
that I would go to try and beat this.
Oh, okay, wait,
Because-
Kassan's giving me a ruling. JD, you have the curveball of having the villains work against each other. That's what I did. I said that with Mixie Spitlick.
Mixie
Mrs.
Spitlick, right.
is there just to cause trouble, but John is bringing in the Anti-Monitor to derail this game immediately. And I say, okay, good point. I get what he's trying to tell me to do. So Mr. Mixia Spitlick is working with them, but he accidentally put the Anti-Monitor in a timeout of some sort. The bleed.
Oh, the bleed. Okay.
Yes,
Not the
there you
white.
go.
Not the.
No, he's in the bleed.
That
He's
is-
stuck.
Right, because he wouldn't want these villains to destroy the Earth.
No, not before they've even gotten Superman in the game yet. So,
Yeah.
Batman, Wonder Woman, and Robin. And so they've been derailed by the Anti-Monitor, who just disappeared because you don't know why. We just know that he has. So who do they go to next, Dave?
Who do they go to next?
Trigon just took out Central City.
I guess they go to Soups.
Well, I would have gone to the Flash. He just trashed his hometown. But continue.
Oh wait, did he? I didn't hear. I didn't hear who. I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
He said he just destroyed Central City, even though he said he was off for the Teen Titans. Why he was in Central City, I don't know, but that's what John's doing with his evil villains.
All right. So now I changed my vote. I changed. I changed my thing. Yes, obviously you would bring the Flash in at that point. You know, who? Let's see. And then of course, the Flash would have to keep Trigon busy.
While who's working with Trigon now, John?
Lucifer Morningstar.
Lucifer
Morningstar. We're sticking with 5, right?
We're sticking with 5.
Okay.
Flash and Star Labs get some Cisco science.
I don't think they have a god-slaying doohickey.
They always can create a god-slaying doohickey.
Yeah,
they always
made a career out of it.
Yeah.
All right, so someone who's showing up to help Trigon now, John.
Well,
Lucifer Morningstar.
Lucifer Morningstar shows up because there's only one of him in the multiverse, which means he knew when Mixes Pitlick threw the anti-monitor into timeout. He felt that.
Yeah, but it was just he interpreted it as gas. So
oh Jesus criminy.
Oh my God.
This is not turning out how you thought.
No, I'm sure we've done nothing but disappoint Kassan right now.
I apologize, Kassan. I mean, like this is just a lark now, but I mean, I know what you're going for, Kassan.
John refuses to play ball.
But I'm playing ball seriously. That's the point, right? You said bring villains and we're going to go against each other and see who wins. Well, I mean to win.
I didn't think about this as winning versus losing. I thought about this as putting together, making a good story, which I kind of thought, you bring in some of the heroes' arch enemies who want to team up to defeat the heroes, because they were always defeating them. But, Luther,
Here's the
Joker.
problem. Here's the problem. Trigon is the Lord of Demons in one realm. Lucifer Morningstar is the Lord of Demons in another. Lucifer is trying to one-up Trigon, and now they don't like each other. And now they're fighting each other. I can play too.
Okay. Well, while that's happening, Mixes Pitlick is
no,
looking for Superman.
it's not your turn. It's Dave's turn.
Okay.
Dave?
Oh, and true, Randy. Yeah, most D&D games. Yeah, most D&D games, the Dungeon Master's plan lasts about 5.6 seconds, and then everything goes off the rails.
Oh, so like an episode of Superhero Speak.
Oh!
Yeah, pretty much. And then the alcohol comes out.
Kassan says, the aim is for a good story. Well,
we're way past that.
With someone with their motivation, making their team make proper choices. A great idea in theory, derailed mere seconds into this challenge. Gentlemen, we failed.
Normally a D&D game, normally a Dungeon Master's plot line lasts about as long as it takes for the
You can't have plot contrivances when you have no plot.
We bring in the super cat. She can destroy all demons.
Cheeky. That was a cute cat, by the way.
No, seriously, like
she just turned 10.
Really though, honestly.
Blind Justice.
Justice is blind.
Justice blind. Honestly, how did anybody ever defeat Trigon? Because
I feel like we should have discussed
because these are stories and the heroes have to overcome stakes.
Well, I know, but here's the thing. I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to tell you, Dave, which I held on to before we started. And Kassan, this may be interesting. Like, I watch a lot of Rooster Teeth Death Battle. Right, Death Battle is a YouTube show that's been on for a decade. Well, over a decade now. So here's the thing. Every time they bring in a DC or Marvel character, they're like, this DC character moves in plank time. This DC DC character can travel the entire universe in 3.5 seconds. Blah 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 blah. It's like it gets to the point where there's no challenge because there's like they do everything. Like how do you respond to somebody who moves in plank time? Like that's
Aquaman moves in plankton.
Yeah. That was good.
Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I'm sorry.
No, seriously.
This is a disaster of an
It is.
episode.
It is a disaster.
We have completely fucked this up beyond repair.
But that's
we'll
the
have
problem,
to try
right?
this again in
Every
a different
time-
way.
I know. I'll think about it. But the thing is, like every like Death Battle does their research, right? And so they go through the comics and they find out what
some people.
all the power. But at what point? How do you like? It's hard to make a real storyline with characters that each have a power that could destroy each other
They do
instantaneously.
it every month in Marvel and DC. They've been doing
See,
it for 60-some years.
I know, but like Reverse Flash could have killed like all of the Avengers, maybe except for Thor, giving him a little bit of a problem as he
They weren't even in the same universe.
Oh, that's true, right? But no, seriously, Reverse Flash could have killed the entire Justice League, with the exception of maybe Plastic Man and Superman. But you got to think about it, like he can move fast enough to do the infinite mass punch. Basically, he can atomize literally everybody, including Wonder Woman, on this. It just.
But you also have
how
to.
do you make
to,
a story out of that?
But you sit there and say the infinite mass punch, but at the same time, you have to then ask what is the invulnerability level of Superman and Wonder Woman.
Right. That's why I'm saying, like, Superman might give him a problem until he races over while Superman is still standing still, because Superman isn't as fast as the Flash people and sticks like a kryptonite drink down his throat or something. I mean, like, it's just exactly. Yes, Kassan, you are absolutely right. He says this just proves how hard it is to make a plausible comic book movie that doesn't utilize plot convenience. And it's also the reason why every once in a while they have universe destroying things that lower everybody's power level, because it got to a point where Superman could just flick a finger and knock the moon into the next galaxy, and they couldn't they literally couldn't do anything.
Shady is checked out.
He hasn't done that since 1968. Like, the Bronze Age Superman wasn't that powerful.
I think that
and
lasted
the
to
Copper
the
Age
80s,
Super.
didn't it?
No. That was Julie Schwartz got done with all that in 1968.
Yeah.
Like, everyone thinks that like the people don't get the DC Comics. Batman wasn't doing pow bip zoom when the show ended. Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams brought him back there, and same with Superman. He wasn't juggling planets and stuff in the 70s. Like, so, and we weren't even having those type of characters. Like, they didn't even go against those type of villains until the 80s, right? When you got the Bronze Age super stripped down Superman. Like,
but you have the Flash running faster than the concept of death itself.
So
you had him outrun the Black Rate, like.
But isn't that the
outrun
point? That's
death.
the point of But that's the point of superheroes, to do the impossible.
The
Like, that's why they're
impossible, not the
superhero. No, that's the point of doing these things, is so like it can be the impossible. That's not me. That's Grant Morrison, and Grant Morrison has done a lot of these type of stories, and they're all good. Most of them.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's a power scaling issue, right? Like, if you
Randy
you get
asks
to that
the
point,
question
how
that
do you
JD
continue
always
the story?
asks.
How do you kill a vampire? Thank you, Randy.
Yeah.
UV flashlight.
Doesn't matter. There's no such thing as vampires. There's no such thing as there's no such thing as creatures that destroy the universe. So they can be beaten by whatever. Writers in control.
Yes. Which is also why I'm thinking this idea won't work without a little more forethought, because there's not one writer here. There's three people just throwing things out.
You know what would work? If one of us gave the other two the rosters, and then see what you can do with it.
Should we revisit this subject next week because ain't nothing coming out?
Yeah, I think so.
No, is nothing coming out this week? I
No.
thought there was a movie, wasn't there?
Mm-mm.
No, the movie that was coming out was Craven, and that got moved to next year.
Thank God.
Are we ever going to see that one? Is that really ever going to come out? God,
I don't know.
All right, let's revisit this, Kasan. Kasan. Apparently, we are too inept to meet your challenge properly. Reformat the rules, and we will revisit this next week, round 2. Yes,
I think it would work if somebody picked the rosters and then gave it to us
I
so
will
that we had
pick the
time to think about what we could do with them.
I will pick the rosters, and I will email them to both of you tomorrow.
But the problem is you can't pick somebody like the Flash or anybody like that. Anybody with like instant kill moves.
If I pick one with insta kill moves, I pick a villain with insta kill moves to level them out.
Right.
I will put together an Injustice League and a Justice League.
All right.
That will be like Fox News. I will be fair and balanced.
And
you mean wait, what was they didn't
That was
call
their
them
slogan.
No, they didn't call them Injustice League. What did they call them? The Super Friends.
Oh, the Legion of Doom.
The
But to me, the
Legion of
Legion of
Doom.
Doom is the Road Warriors.
The Injustice Society.
The Injustice Society, the Injustice Gang, I've heard them called. Right. Either way.
You'll give me Dr. Destiny, right?
No. I may give you the Psycho Pirate as a fuck you.
A no
He can
anti-monitor.
do some. I can wreck people.
But
with
he's
him, too.
insane and can't live with what he can do.
True.
No
Parasite?
anti-monitors.
Don't watch who you're calling a parasite.
And also remember, I think we should definitely approach this as it is a first, like a first
Disaster?
Justice League movie.
Yes, we have to prove. Okay, I will put a parameter together. I will bestow this upon you guys, and I will attempt to referee this madness again. Same bad time, same bad channel.
What
Actually,
about the
inside.
concept of the Justice League versus the Authority? I heard someone say that would be an interesting
Because
concept.
we got to walk before we can run, man.
Yeah.
We're having a hard. We're stumbling out of the starter's gate at this point. We gotta.
I gave you the classic Justice League, and John threw the anti-monitor.
And John's
and
like,
Trigon.
I want the pantheon of dark gods. It's like, okay, I want the Dark Lord Cthulhu. Well, fuck, man. All right.
Well, that's what Perpetua is basically. But
I want nothing but the Dark Justice League. There you go.
This is what happens when there's a simultaneous writer's strike, actors strike, or whatever.
I'm going to give you Zatanna with a sore throat.
Oh.
Batman
come
can't
on.
find his utility belt and lost the keys to the Batmobile.
Now, is her
Did
sword?
the Batmobile lose a
Is her
wheel?
third sword because she was dealing with dread?
Whoa, Dave, that was inappropriate.
No, Dave. Dave, no.
Whoa,
No, Dave.
Come on, man.
Offsides.
No need to work blue here.
Offsides.
See, we
So,
lost.
anyway.
we lost Ray because and Don because we stopped being blue.
The show's not good this week. That's why. Well, but yes. I knew Randy would appreciate that one.
All right.
All right. What did we learn this week? I learned that
Yes,
we suck at
yeah,
D&D.
yeah,
D&D. That's what I learned.
Question: are we going to talk about Ahsoka next week?
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about Ahsoka.
Yeah,
I
well,
should watch
because
it.
John missed it this week.
I'm an episode behind, but next week we'll probably have enough to talk about. We'll at
That's
least
fine. Let's
know
do it. I'll be in.
if it's good or bad.
I'm in. We'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
We-
All right.
All right.
All right. Let's bring this in the landing. Okay. What did we learn this week, or do we have any recommendations? John, JD, you had already started. You learned that we suck.
We suck ass at D&D. Or D&D-esque games. As a team.
That speak for yourself.
I'm speaking directly for you, my good man. I don't know. I finished Dr. Sleep last week. It's an excellent book. Go read that.
All right. John.
Well, I have a recommendation. That's I mean, if you've got Netflix or you can borrow somebody's password. Yeah, me. That's definitely. God, go see the One Piece live action on Netflix. It is well worth watching, and that goes for whether you know anything about anime or you're a One Piece fan and everything in between. Even if you don't know anything about anime, it is from what I've heard from other people who are not anime fans, never watched an anime or never read a manga. It's still worth the watch. It's still fun. So there you go.
All right. I learned a lot this week, guys. I learned there's an actor out there named Dredd that I don't ever want to know more about.
I know plenty. Back in 14.
I don't ever want to meet him in a dark alley.
You'll know he's coming.
I learned that John
got about 2 foot head start on him.
John is probably was one of those kids that flipped the Monopoly board when he was a kid, because you pull out all the dark demigods of DC because you want to win, not because you want to write a good story.
I'm the one that made sure I got Boardwalk and Park Place first.
See, exactly. He doesn't like to lose, and he's a mean drunk.
Not even close.
I also learned that JD's got to update his equipment.
I did update my equipment
way before
I was late.
Before we're supposed to go live.
I was struck by inspiration. I didn't think it was going to take me that long. I'm a creature of impulse.
I've learned this.
Yes.
The hard way.
Much like Dredd.
Hey, why are you allowed to make jokes?
Because I'm good at it.
Oh, okay.
No. Can I have Vandal Savage next time?
Yeah, you can have Vandal Savage. That's an awesome character. In fact, you have Vandal Savage. It's really just
unkillable.
It's really Set on the sea.
I thought you meant the Justice League thing. I was like, really?
No, I was talking about One Piece.
One Piece.
Every
time
seriously, it's good for kids too. Kids would love the One Piece show too. Seriously.
I recommend. I have no real recommendation other than if you haven't watched in a while, go watch Beetlejuice. I think it held up.
Yeah,
it does hold up.
I think it held up.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm off this week, guys. Woo. If you've gotten this far in the show,
everybody off. So
if you gotten this far in the show, bless you. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, click that bell for notifications, so you don't miss us when we go live normally on Sunday nights at 8:30 on this channel. Also, while you're here, don't forget to check out our interviews and shorts and all the other fun stuff that we're posting. And I recommend you go to superheroespeak.com where you can find the podcast every week. Links to all our social media at the top of the page. Comic book reviews by our good friend Chris. There actually was a new one just posted this week. He was out of circulation for a while, but he's back. He's got stuff coming to me now, so keep an eye out for that stuff. And that's all I got. So
I swear, JD, if you give me Kite Man and Connor McKing, I'm just going to give them Uzis.
So, Tom King did really good work with Kite Man, sir. But even I wouldn't do Condiment King. No, I will give a fair and balanced roster.
Sorry, Dave. Go ahead. Show us out the door.
On that note, boys and girls, as always, thanks for watching. And don't let your cape get caught in the door. Have a good week.